What's up guys, welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you what is in my travel makeup bag and what my favorite makeup products are to travel with. I am going to be going to the beach with my family in just a few days, and so I have packed everything up that I'm going to be taking with me, and I wanted to share it with you and see what you guys pack, because I kind of feel like I'm forgetting something, or I don't know. I just want to hear your suggestions on what you take. I kind of need to downsize what I pack. I have that issue where I pack too much because what if I need it? You know, I need a variety of brushes and I need a variety of eyeshadow, and so that is my issue with packing. But anyways, this is my bag. I got this for Christmas last year from Sephora. It is actually their brand bag. I love the rose gold that it has. Maybe if it'll focus. Yeah, I just think that is so sparkly and so pretty. I love it. And whenever you open it, it is actually very large, and you have a place up here for brushes or liquid lipsticks, whatever you would want to stick up there, and then you have a very large space down here. And then right here is like a hidden pocket for whatever I guess you wanted to stick in there. So I'm going to start off with the brushes that I pack. And this is where I pack too much because I just can't help it. So of course I do pack a beauty sponge. This is from Morphe. I got this at Ulta. You can do foundation, concealer, powder, baking, pretty much anything with the face you can do with this sponge, so I feel like it is a necessity to have. Another brush that I take for foundation is the Morphe M439. I got this from Ulta also, I think. This was recommended from, well, first it was recommended from Jaclyn Hill, but I know it's a very, very popular brush. I love how dense it is. I just love how soft it is, and I use this daily, so of course I'm taking that one too. This is a brush that I use for under my eye for concealer. I actually think that I got this at TJ Maxx. It says Opulent Beauty on it, and it says it's for contour, but I use this for my concealer. Yeah, you can see it's kind of dense like the foundation one, but it's just a lot smaller. Okay, so for setting the under eyes with powder, I have this tapered e.l.f. brush. It doesn't have a number on it or a name, but it's just the tapered brush, and you can see it's very disgusting. But I just use this to powder my under eyes, or I'll powder my chin with this also. Another brush that I use to powder all over the face, I cannot tell you what brand this is. I actually think my friend brought this to me from her like military basic training. I guess they have a store there. I don't really know, but I know that she gave me this, and it's super cute. You can see it's just got kind of some gems on the bottom, and it's just a big fluffy brush. So now for bronzing and contouring, I use this, which I got in my BoxyCharm, which is by the brand Moda, I think. It's a big brush. Also, it's a little bit more dense than the one that I use to powder my whole face, but I use this to bronze, and I can also, I mean, it's really good at contouring too, because it can make it pretty sharp as well. And so I just use this to bronze all over my face, my neck, and stuff like that. Also, I sometimes like to bronze my nose or contour my nose, and so I use this Real Techniques contour brush. It's just a lot smaller, and this can really make a sharp edge or contour your nose, stuff like that. So I feel like that's always a must to have. When it comes to blush, I also use a Real Techniques blush brush. Yeah, it's just big and fluffy, and I just throw on my blush with it and I really, really like it. It's so cute. This would also be a good one to bronze with too. Okay, so I have two brushes that I use for highlighting. This one is more like an airbrushed effect. This is also from that brand Moda that I got in BoxyCharm. And I would just, you know, put this in my highlight, tap it, and just kind of, you know, if I want an overall glow, something that's very sheer and blended very evenly, this is a really good brush to go for. It's not compact or anything like that. Another one that I'll use if I want a more pronounced highlight is this Morphe M501, which is also another one that was recommended by Jacqueline. And of course, I also pack just a spoolie for my brows. Okay, so this is where I kind of like start to overdo it. I have 4 brushes that are for the crease, but I kind of use these for different things. This one is the Wet n Wild crease brush. This is the M441 from Morphe. It's also a very fluffy brush, and I will also use this in the crease, but I will also sometimes use it to blend a color on the outer edge. I find it to be really nice for that. And then this is by Shining Glam. It was made for BoxyCharm. And this is just another really fluffy brush, and I use this for the crease too, but sometimes I'll dust a color just all over the lid with this, or I will fan a darker color in the outer corner, which is what I also use this one for, from It Techniques, and it is faded a lot. Blending crease is what I can see. Airbrush blending crease. This one is a little bit more dense than the other ones, so I use this one a lot in the outer corner. Okay, so if I want a color to be really pronounced on the lid and just kind of packed on there, I will use this one. Is by the Vintage Cosmetic Company. It says Step 1 for the money, and it's just kind of more narrow. I don't know if you can see. It's just kind of flat, and I just use that to pat color on the lid. And sometimes I will use this to put a color on my lower lash line. Same for this one. This one is by Eco Tools, and it has 2 ends. This one is fluffy and tapered, and I'll use this in the outer corner. And the other end is very, very short and dense, and I'll use that on the lower lash line. This one is also really short and dense, and that is also for the lower lash line. I told you I have an issue when it comes to brushes. I just, like this one, I pack this one, and I don't really use it that much, but if I want, see, this is short and angled, and if I want a color to be really pronounced on the lower lash line or even the top, I have to have this, and so I pack it. But that is all of the brushes. So on to eyeshadow palettes. I only take 3, which honestly I could get by with 2. I may just take 2. This is my favorite palette of all time, the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. It has everything I ever need. It has a mirror, it has bronzing shades, shimmer shades, highlight shades. I love this. Love, love, love this palette. And I'm also taking this Pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette. I love this one too. It's got grays and browns, darks, lights, highlights. Comes with a pretty great mirror here, so I take that one. And if I want more of a shimmer option, I take this Tarte palette, which is nothing but shimmers, and huge mirror. But that is the only eyeshadow palettes that I take. Now I have one other palette here by Cover FX. This has multiple benefits because it has the contour blush, finishing powder, 2 highlighters, and a brightener all in one. And it has a huge mirror for the road, or you know, for whatever. So this has so many benefits in one palette. Love it. And it's very, very pigmented. It's really nice. So for foundations, I take 2 and that are kind of full coverage, and then I take 1 that is just a tinted hydrating gel cream. This is by Bare Minerals, their Complexion Rescue. It's very sheer, but it is enough coverage to maybe cover a blemish, or you know, just kind of add some life to the skin. There we go. I love this, and so I think this is something that's very lightweight for the beach, which is where I'm going. So the 2 foundations that I take is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer, and the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. Both are very, very nice, full coverage. This one has a pump, which I really like, but this one also comes with this, like, you know, applicator thing, and it's really nice to just blot over, especially if you're in a rush, and blend that in. So these are probably 2 of my favorite foundations, and I do take these with me. Now to set this foundation, I use a few different powders here at home, but this is probably my favorite, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I love this powder. I feel like it does not look cakey like some more expensive ones do, and it just looks so pretty, and it's very reasonably priced, and I don't know, I really like it. And I bought this forever ago, and I use it almost every day, and there's still plenty in there, so it's a win-win. Now to set all of that makeup, I have a travel size Urban Decay All-Nighter makeup setting spray. I do buy from Ulta kind of frequently, and so they do send a lot of travel size things for free whenever you buy, or you can always go in there and just buy this. But this is a great setting spray, and it's travel size, so that's good. I also am packing this Heritage Store Rose Petals Rose Water, which is a hydrating face mist, soothes and tones skin, and you can also use it in your hair if it's really dry. This is also travel size, and it's great to have in warm climates like the beach if you get too much sun, or if your skin's really dry. 2 different primers. I have the full size of this here at home, but you can also get this travel one at Ulta. It's the Too Faced Hangover. I find it to be one that kind of puts some life back in your skin if you are extremely tired, or just, you know, had a long night. This is really good. And I'm also taking the Maybelline Baby Skin, because I find this one to be great at hiding pores. And I also think that if you have any dry skin, your foundation looks a lot more evenly applied if you have a silicone primer underneath. It's really, really nice. Another primer that I have is a tinted eye primer from Ulta Beauty, so that's good. I'm taking 2 different concealers. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, which goes with the foundation that I'm taking. It is super full coverage, but if I want something a little bit lighter and maybe a little bit more moisturizing, I take the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind for dark circles. And this one is really good, and I find that it covers really great, but also lets my skin breathe. So I really, really like this one. So for the eyebrows, I take a It Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil, and then I take the Ulta Beauty Brow Tint, which is kind of like to set it, or to maybe darken it up a little bit more, or make it more dramatic, or anything like that. These are the 2 that I find work best for me. So I'm only taking one eyeliner because I don't really use eyeliner a whole lot. But I really do like this one. It's by Vintage Cosmetics. It's in jet black. It looks, I think I got this in my BoxyCharm actually. Looks like this, and it is just amazing, amazing. Very long lasting. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm taking 2 mascaras. I have the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, of course, and the Tarteist mascara, which I love. Love these two. They're great. So I have 3 lip products here. One is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Lovesick for a little bit more of a dramatic color. And then I have the ColourPop collaboration with Kathleen Lights called Alyssa, which is more of a girly type shade. And then this is by Bare Minerals, and it is matte in the shade Swag. And I also have one in my car by L'Oreal. I think it's called JLo's Nude. Perfect, perfect nude. I do keep that in my car because I use it all the time. And I'm taking that one also. So at night, I don't have this in my makeup bag. I think it's actually in my suitcase. But I bought a travel size Clean and Clear Morning Burst face wash. And I'll be using that. And also I have these makeup remover wipes by Neutrogena. These are the nighttime calming ones. These are my favorite that I've ever used. I always come back to these and I really like them, and they smell really good. And then at night, when everything's off my face and I'm ready to go to bed, I use the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. I love this. It really helps keep my skin moisturized and just healthy. So believe it or not, all of that does fit in here. Okay, so I've got everything in here and it will zip, but I've got some brushes up top and everything else is in the bottom. It's not the most organized, but it works for me. Well, I didn't have these in there, but there's plenty of room. But honestly, I'll probably put these in my suitcase anyway. So yeah, that completes this little what's in my makeup bag video. I do not travel a lot. The only time that I would need a makeup bag like this is if I'm going to the beach, which is like once a year, or if I'm in the hospital, which seems to happen too often for me. Or, you know, if I'm staying overnight somewhere, which doesn't happen either. But it's always really good to have a bag like this, just in case. You never know. If you are like me and you have 2 children, one is 2 and he loves my makeup cabinet. And you know, makeup is expensive, and I always try to protect what I've invested in. And so this is a great way to store it. Zip it up, put it up somewhere. You know it's not going to be bothered. You know exactly what's in there. And you can always just grab it and go if you need to do makeup on the go, or if you're running late and need to do it somewhere. It's just really, really great to have one of these. But that is pretty much what's in my makeup bag. My battery light is flashing, so I really need to shut up and get going. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.